Hey guys. Hey guys, I'm back with a new video and I'm gonna be finally sharing my top favorite foundations for oily skin. My first holy grail foundation that I always go to, and I'm actually out of it right now. This is an empty bottle. It is the Makeup Forever Professional Matte Velvet Foundation. This foundation is so bomb. And the reason why I love it is because not only is it medium to full coverage, I love the color selection. You know, Makeup Forever is really good with their color selection and their color matching. I also love that when you apply this, it is matte immediately. Usually when you apply liquid foundations, you have to wait for them to dry. But when this comes out, I feel like it's a mixture of a liquid foundation and a mousse, but without that nasty, gooky mousse feeling. This is the kind of foundation where if you wanted to, you could apply it with your fingers, you could apply it with a sponge, you could apply it with a brush. It doesn't matter, and you're still gonna get that flawless finish, and they're basically gonna look really similar. This foundation doesn't have any claims on how long it does last, but for me, this foundation can last anywhere from 12 to about, I would say 12 to 15 hours for me, with touch-ups. Without touch-ups, probably about like 7 to 8 hours. So you get a really long wear out of this, especially if you have oily skin. You know, for us, that's a long time. My next foundation, which is like my ride or die, this foundation will have you looking flawless, airbrush. All of your photos will look amazing. No flashback or anything. The Este Lauder Double Wear. I know you guys know about this foundation. This foundation is the bomb. When I'm going to a makeup event or I'm going out or anything and I just want my skin to look flawless, I want my texture to look amazing, I want the coverage to be full because this is double wear, it is full coverage, and I just want to look like a freaking movie star, this is the foundation you want to reach for. It lasts for so long. I feel like out of all the foundations that I am showing you, this is probably one of the foundations that lasts the longest. This one does last longer than the Makeup Forever. It is thicker and it is more of a liquid. This one dries, but once it dries, oh my goodness. Like if you buy this, I promise you, you will not regret it. And if you do, I don't know, you must be like the 1% out of the 99% that will love this foundation because it is amazing. It doesn't feel super heavy on the skin, which I love. The color range is okay. I feel like Makeup Forever is more on the expert side when it comes to color range, and like MAC, it's not like on that level. The only con I will say about this is I wish that it had a pump. It does not. It looks like this, so you pour it out. One thing I do find is that I end up wasting a lot of product because sometimes I'll pour it out and I'm really clumsy. If you're out there, my clumsy people, I am so clumsy. So sometimes, actually like most of the time, when I'm pouring this foundation on my beauty blender, I let out way too much product than I need to. So that's the only thing that sucks. Like even right now, I need to get a new bottle and I didn't really have this for that long. Okay, so my next foundation is drugstore because I know a lot of you guys are watching like Ray. I love you, but like, come on, I'm not trying to spend all that bread on some foundation. So the next one is the L'Oreal 24-Hour Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Now, if you have oily skin, you know that we love to hear the word matte. I love this foundation so much. Even on the back, it shows you, it says the finish is demi matte, the wear is 24 hours, and the coverage is medium. So the coverage, yes, it is medium, but you can do a second or a third layer and make it full coverage. And although it says it lasts 24 hours, I feel like for oily skin, there is no foundation out there that lasts 24 hours. If there is, please comment below and let me know. I will say that this definitely stands with the big dogs because when I wear this foundation, I don't have to touch up as much. When I do touch up, it does look beautiful. It goes back to looking flawless and fresh like it did when I first applied it. I feel like for me, I get about 10 to 13 hours of wear with this foundation, which is a lot because I feel like unless you're going to an event like a wedding, you're not going to be wearing foundation for like 14 hours. That's a long time. If this foundation was put into a high-end bottle or sold by a high-end company, you would have never guessed that this was drugstore. So the next foundation is actually something that I didn't really want to give it a try, and I saw Alyssa Forever wear it. She wore it to a concert, which obviously when you're at a concert, like you're dancing, you're singing, you're moving around, you're sweating, it's inevitable that your makeup is gonna come off, you're gonna look oily, you're gonna be greasy. But when I was watching her Snapchat, she looked bomb. Like bomb. So enough of my yapping. You're probably wondering what it is. It's the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Hydrating Foundation. This foundation, let me tell you, it is bomb. I love it. One thing I can say that's a con for me is it's hard for me to find my skin tone, but that's like literally, we all struggle with that. I always have to mix two. I feel like out of all the foundations that I'm featuring, the finish is completely different. It's not 100% matte. I don't know what kind of drugs, what kind of crack they put in this foundation, but when I say that it lasts, it lasts. This is one of the only foundations that I have tried in my life that does not crease around my nose. Every single foundation, even if I do love it and it's great for oily skin, it's inevitable for me to crease like right here. It just happens. It's no matter what. It's just how my skin is. But for some reason, this foundation does not crease. I remember I wore this foundation when I first gave it a try. I actually tried it on in the morning. I wore it until 10 p.m. at night, like 10, 11 o'clock. And it looked flawless. Even when I wear this foundation, if I have a bit of bumps and I'm like taking pictures on my Snapchat, I'm like, yo, is that my skin? I don't know what y'all did, Smashbox, but this foundation is bomb. So my second to last foundation is very popular, and it's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Yeah, this is a new foundation that I started using about 6 months ago, and I love it. Similar finish to the Este Lauder. I love the fact that not only does it last long, it doesn't crease, it doesn't spread, it has a matte finish, but it still keeps your skin looking not so dull and flat. It's medium to full coverage, which even though they're saying that it's medium, I feel like they're being really modest because it is full coverage. But you could also dim it down and make it medium coverage. The texture feels amazing on your skin. It doesn't feel thick. It doesn't feel drying. It blends amazingly. The only con I can say is that for some reason, when I use this foundation, it doesn't have any SPF in it, but I do get Ghost Face Killer, and I don't know why. And I thought it was maybe like the color. I tried darker colors. I don't wear SPF under my foundations, even in the daytime, even though I should. And for some reason, I remember I went out to an event and I took pictures, and literally like I tried on the iPhone and on the camera, and it still gave me white face. I don't know why. So it could have been something I did. I don't know if it was the color or what, but I still love it no matter what. I still wear it. I really don't care because just the finish of it is amazing. I love how it looks when you set it, especially even though it does set itself. Even when you put powder on it, it looks amazing. I know they're extending the shade range, which is awesome. So that's going to be like a huge thing. So I really do feel like this is a foundation where if you're looking for that go-to full coverage, medium to full coverage foundation that just like makes your skin look flawless and bomb, this is another one of those foundations. All right, so the last foundation that is the bomb.com for oily skin is the Lancome 24 Hour. This foundation is super, super bomb. I feel like this is the in-between of the Too Faced Born This Way and the Este Lauder Double Wear. The finish is amazing. It does dry after you apply it. With foundations, that is what I look for. I love when it dries on the skin. It does have like a matte finish. It says that it lasts for 24 hours. I don't think I've ever in my life worn foundation for 24 hours, but I can say that this foundation is up there. The longest I've ever worn it, I believe, is 16 hours, and it still looked great. Yes, I did have a bit of creasing, you know, in my nose, but besides that, it looked bomb. When you touch up, it looks amazing. It does not look like Ghost Face Killer in flash photography. And it's funny because this actually has SPF 15 in it. So if you are someone who's looking for a foundation that does have SPF in it, but it makes you look flawless in the daytime, and you still can take pictures with flash, I don't know how they did it, but this foundation definitely does it because I've taken pictures with this foundation before and it does not give me flashback. I do find that when I use this, I do not have to use a lot of pumps. A little does go a long way. So if you're definitely looking for a foundation that is amazing, another one, this is one of them. This is the only one out of all the foundations that does have SPF. So if you're someone who just needs SPF, you cannot live without it, this foundation will do it for you. You will look bomb in the daytime, you will look bomb in the nighttime, and you will look bomb all day. Those were all of my favorite foundations that I love to use for my oily skin, and they have never failed me. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces!